It's Halloween again, boys, my favorite seasonal event where I waste my days farming candy on a video game while making myself sick from eating real candy due to my crippling addiction. Halloween on Graal has always been my favorite seasonal event just because of the amount of content released for it every year and the amount of reward you can get by actually playing the game. A pretty unfamiliar concept for Graal, who usually just expects people to have fun unloading money for a set of new shitty items like 60,000 Graalit paintbrushes that your character literally doesn't even fucking sit on. Who tested this? Who's responsible for this? And this year, as someone who got top 20 in the leaderboards and around 150 items total, I feel like I can accurately review and rate this year's Halloween on Graal. Now let me just address this right now. Last year's Halloween was fucking amazing. Easily the best Halloween year of all time, with fantastic candy collecting, a large amount of new quests for all kinds of new free rewards, 2 full shops for paid items, ridiculous amounts of rewards for candy collecting. It was beautiful. Fucking beautiful. You did it, Graal. You did it. I love you. So pretty much I came into this year expecting less, hoping for maybe the same amount, and that's pretty much what we got. There's a really low amount of new content. They essentially brought back the maze quest with a new reward, which is a dog, by the way. Game of the fucking year, 10 out of 10. Good boy, look at it. And the same graveyard quest as last year with no new rewards, which is pretty disappointing because all they would have to do is design 1 new item for each, but oh well, whatever, it's Graal, right? So the activities are just a little less than last year, which isn't so bad. What about candy collecting? It's the same. Probably my favorite activity during Halloween, but oh boy is it unbalanced and annoying for most people. See, the most fun way to collect farming during Halloween is to patrol monsters to hunt and steal candy from. That's all I did last year and I had a blast, but the fact is that's quite possibly the slowest and least efficient way to get candy. Well, that sucks. What's the best way to get candy then? Well, for one, towering gets you a stupid amount of candy extremely fast for doing absolutely nothing different from what towers would normally do. So that's really great design. Just reward the people that already did this shit all day for continuing to do this shit all day instead of participating in, you know, the fucking event you designed. But that's not the fastest, no. The fastest way to get candy is through trick-or-treaters. Now, you might be thinking, hey Puddles, I tried to do trick-or-treating and I blew 8.5k on the basic setup and it's pretty much giving me no candy because the trick-or-treaters barely come out. What did I do wrong? The only way trick-or-treating becomes fast is when you have a large active guild doing callouts of trick-or-treater locations, so you can zip back and forth between them 24/7 and rack up candy really fast. Naturally though, there's not that many guilds doing this and everybody wants into the most established ones. The guild I was in, 31st, absolutely destroyed the leaderboards. About half of the top 50 were members of 31st for most of Halloween, which really goes to show how absurdly effective this system was. So if you want to get the most candy, you probably can. I love Graal. It's great. So now you've got all your candy collected, let's talk about the rewards you get. I got every single hat and item available from mystery bags, so I have a full idea of everything made for this event, and it's not amazing. There's barely any hats that I would actually use out of the 134 that I got during Halloween. So if I like 5 of my 134 hats from this event, I mean, that's pretty much the same ratio as my inventory was already. We're good. Items are for real a disappointment though. They added no morphs, no jump ropes, and no pogos, all of which were added in abundance years prior. There was a ton of juggles, which were actually pretty dope, and a surprising amount of kick-ups, which I like, but I wish they were more diverse. Overall, the item bag stuff was pretty bad and disappointing. So far, this has sounded pretty negative, but honestly, I think this is a good event. See, what makes Graal inherently flawed and pretty awful as a game is in the core of its design philosophy. The core of a game is the mechanics and gameplay, the content that you enjoy earning through time, effort, and mastery. The feeling of progression, building your character, environment, statistics, whatever it is fun. This is what games are built on. This is the cake, it's the dough. Meanwhile, microtransactions, optional cosmetics, all this shit that Graal has built its whole design philosophy around is the icing and sprinkles that are meant to enhance a game, not hold it up. Look at a game like RuneScape. Whether you put money into it or not, it's easy to sink an absolute infinite amount of hours into building your character slowly, doing quests, collecting items, and progressing yourself in this expansive world full of really cool stuff and activities around every corner. Of course, you can pay money to give yourself an easier time and accent your game and do all of these optional things and lather your cake in icing, but the cake is still there no matter what. And if you want to just have yourself a cake, you're gonna fucking get it. It's not going anywhere. Graal is a pile of fucking icing. There is no cake. The foundation is icing, and that's why we only get a few thousand people playing at a time, and why only particular personalities ever play the game for any extended period, and why when you show any of your friends this game, they have a boring ass time and quit shortly after. Stuff like candy collecting though, That's some fucking cake right there. It's not well designed or well executed, but it's something you can do and it's a step in the right direction for this game. That's why Halloween on Graal is special to me and there's no other event quite like it. You put in fun hours of gameplay and you're rewarded for it, while items that cost real money in the hat shop and club crypts stay to accent this gameplay and keep the game running. Halloween is awesome for Graal and I love it. The content this year relative to last year's could be considered lackluster, but compared to everything else that exists in this game, it's a 7 out of 10. No, you know what? It's an 8 out of 10. I love it. Make a game more like this. Thank you very much. See you next time.